Good morning, good people. Good morning. 9 o'clock, Thursday morning. Have some things I wanted to talk about here for a second. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was the fact that my brother's girlfriend just accepted my friend request. I forgot. What happened one time was I was on Facebook and I'm a dog. You know, I be on Facebook more than likely. If I'm not hitting up some female or some shit like that, I'm looking for something to post or something like that, you know, just to kind of give myself some topics or ideas to talk about here on YouTube. But most of the time, if I'm on social media, it's probably because I'm dealing with some female when it comes to, you know, friend requests and all that other stuff. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the fact that one time I actually sent a friend request to his girlfriend. Didn't even know that was his girl. She replies, "Hey, you know I go with your brother, right?" And I'm thinking at the time, like, God, don't let this be like my older brother Xavier. Like, bro, this is gonna be the fourth female you've messed with. But it wasn't Xavier. It was Jerry. So when I found out it was Jeremiah, I was like, oh, my bad. She was like, oh, no, you good. So then when I seen her at the funeral, my mom was like, hey, this is such and such. And I was like, who the fuck is that? I told my mom at the time, I was like, Mom, who is that? I don't know who that is. And she was like, that's Jeremiah's girlfriend. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, well, nice to meet you under these circumstances. And, you know, we shook hands and shit like that, gave her a hug, and she was all shook up about it. When I did find out the news about my brother, I wasn't angry, but I just wanted to know what happened. And when I had got the details about what happened, she told me about what happened, saying that my brother was, he was trying to deal with everything. He had a false representation of what a man is, because he grew up when my dad had gave my mother the option of, do you want to stay home or do you want to go to work? It's up to you, baby. My dad was like, it's up to you, baby. If you want to stay home, you can stay home. I'm not asking you for shit. It's my job to get up and go get it. And so my little brother Jeremiah was growing up around that time, seeing my dad do all the work. And it gave him like some false representation of, okay, a man seems like he must have to like carry everything on his shoulders. Nah, bro, that's not the case. That's not the case. So this is what I meant when I kept telling my brother, like, Jeremiah was moving too fast. And my brother's like, no, he wasn't. Dude, I would have been Jeremiah if Jeremiah wasn't a spiritual person. If I was in Jeremiah's situation, being that I'm a spiritual person, it wouldn't even have made sense, because I would not have let that thought creep into my head of, well, I'm gonna just take myself out. I'm gonna cause all this pain to everybody that's still alive when I take myself out. You know, part of being spiritual is that you eventually come to a conclusion that things aren't as bad as you think they are. A lot of times, a good night's rest will help a lot of these thoughts and a lot of these things that you might be going through spiritually. It might help put it, to rest for a little bit. I always say, when I get in trouble at work or something like that, I'm always amazed of what a good night's rest could do for me. as far as causing me, less stress and not to worry and stuff like that. But my brother Jeremiah was moving way too fast. When you talk about clothes, talking about, Jeremiah was the kid that my parents wanted me to be. They wanted me to graduate, get a car. They wanted the facade of my son is doing good in life because of what we see online and because of what we see in person whenever they come around us. Y'all don't know what the fuck they be doing on their bad days. Which y'all would probably tell me like, yeah, we do know, CJ. Like, we know. So if y'all did know, then why did nobody have enough courage to say, Jeremiah, stop this shit. Stop it. See, because my dad, what they were hoping is that Jeremiah had enough education and enough spiritual fortitude to overcome whatever the hell he was going through. Because I did it. Xavier did it. Devin really didn't have to worry about it. But as far as me and Xavier, we went through just time after time after time again, moments where my dad was like, bro, I'm not going to save you. You need to learn from this experience. So that's my thing, is that my little brother, to me, and I know this to be true, he was growing up too fast. Whenever, the way I see things is that, bro, I don't have a car. I live in a tent. So it's hard for somebody to actually take whatever I got to say, and hold it to any, hold it up next to anything of their own standard. I know what I'm talking about. See, I don't want to believe that what happened to my brother was because of the fact that the family was so spread out. Everybody was so selfish when it came to their time and checking up on family members and stuff like that. I don't know how long this feeling is going to last of me missing my brother and me missing my family and all of this other stuff. I don't know how long this shit gonna last. But while it does last, I love this feeling. I like the feeling of wanting to be around my family, willing to sacrifice my time, willing to sacrifice my belongings, all my shit up in here, just to go spend, a day, a couple hours, or, a day or two with them. Because y'all need to understand something. And this is the important part of the video. To the girlfriend of my brother, Jeremiah. Okay? I wanted to say this in a message. I might say it in a message. I might. But I want you to understand something, young lady. You and my brother did not have children. You and my brother were not legally married. For you guys to even mention a title such as fiance, you guys have lost your fucking minds. For this boy to take himself out, obviously you were not the stable partner that he needed. For you guys to be threatening each other, all of this stuff. I do understand that my brother is not a fighter. My dad didn't raise fighters. I'm a warrior, a soldier, meaning I don't do anything unless it's the call of duty. I'm not a active, aggressive person, meaning that if it ain't nothing to be aggressive about, I'm not going to be aggressive about it. But if it's something that I'm passionate about, oh boy. When I saw you boxing, Jerry, and doing all of these different training thingies and stuff, I knew that was all to show that girl that you think if you touch me, Jerry, that I can knock you out. That's what you were doing it for, bro. You wasn't doing this for self-defense. You wasn't doing this for the sweet science known as boxing. You were doing this so that she can look at these videos and say, oh shit, I ain't gonna fuck with him. Because apparently y'all were threatening each other like that. If it wasn't my brother trying to keep up with fashion, you know, they had him and my older brother fell under that. They fell under the umbrella of like ghetto fabulous, balling on a budget. You know, you see the type of clothes and shit I wear. I'm conservative. I've always been conservative. I've always told my brother, bro, what was the point of me trying to keep up with you? Because that's really what it is. You're not going to tell me, oh man, hey, I'm going to TJ Maxx, I'm going to Marshalls, I'm going to Burlington, I'm going to all these places, and I'm going just because I like clothes that much. No, dude, it's to try to keep up with you. Because I told you, that's what low vibrational shit that y'all are into. Clothes. Shit that you can just kind of take apart real easy. Don't take a lot of thinking. And that's how, that's mainly how my family operates. They're very materialistic. They don't really know the essence of anything. And in the absence of my brother Jerry, I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that when I die, you guys are going to hear the truth at some point from somebody. And it's only going to be me. Nobody else carries the truth inside them like that. I don't carry it because I'm sad, because I'm mad, because I'm, you know, disappointed, because I carry the truth inside, almost like $100 bill in my back pocket that I'm not gonna spend it. So that's the message to this young lady, is like, live your life, man. Live your life. I see you got my brother on your profile picture and all that shit. Take all that shit off, bro. Take all that shit off and start over. I know it's gonna be hard to talk to another guy, but let's be honest. Let's just be honest. You know that there are guys that look better than my brother. Taller, the whole whatever your flavor and style of a man is. Come on now. Look at me. You can live your life, man. Go live your life. Y'all don't have kids together. All right? Don't let my family cause you to have gray hair by the time you in your late 20s because you stressed out about, what if they find out I got a dude? What if they find out I got pregnant? What if they find out I got... It's none of their fucking business. It'd be one thing if you and Jerry were like in your late 20s, early 30s, and this happened. Y'all kids, bro. Y'all kids. Live your life. Live your life. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. As far as my people, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. Rather I make sure of it, or God protects you in a way in which if they see you with another guy, if they see you not trying to represent my brother and shit like that, fuck them niggas. My brother dead and gone. Ain't nothing else ain't nothing else you can post a picture or whatever that's gonna bring him back. He's gone. I know you had a mouth on you, and I know my brother was undisciplined to the point where he couldn't control his mouth. Go live your life. Go find a guy that could withstand all of the things life can throw at him, but he not take himself out. You see, I'm more upset with my brother that he did that. I miss him. I miss him. But it's also a representation to my people. Y'all niggas think this church shit and y'all think this fake ass family shit that y'all doing, y'all think this shit really matter? Look at what somebody did when they finally met adversity for the first time. For the first time. If that's the case, Xavier wouldn't even have all them kids. Xavier would have took himself out when he was 22, 23. So I wouldn't even have an older brother. Devin would probably be the only one still alive if every one of us reacted off of our emotions and shit. But see, we were brought up during a time where if shit like what you and Jerry were going through happened to us, we knew how to take care of that shit. If Xavier got to get up and drive and take himself away from the shit, that's what he did. Me personally, if I got to beat the bitch and slap in the mouth or something like that and go to jail just to get some quiet time, that's what I did. Because I knew that's not how my father raised me, to be sitting there threatening a female and telling her I'm gonna kill myself and all that if she don't do what I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised like that. I've been through what you and Jeremiah was going through. And you know what happened? I took my ass back to Wallace. I felt gross. I felt disgusted. I felt ashamed. I felt less than as a dude to have to go back and live with my parents. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Xavier, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So the baby brother is born in this society where all y'all niggas do drugs, all you niggas claim that y'all depressed in some type of way or some shit like that. It's a real weak ass generation of people. It is. It's no disrespect to you or anything like that. It's just a weak ass generation. My generation is weak. We were born with the internet. We got the internet around here. Nobody in my age range can say that they've ever read the newspaper. It's a generational thing. And Jeremiah grew up in this generation where Jeremiah didn't really even have legitimate friends. He didn't. He had his girlfriend and pretty much See, that's how Xavier grew up. Xavier grew up around relatives. So these relatives, they became basically his friends. So when Xavier actually went through adversity, these family members that were kind of his friends, they turned their back on him because they knew in the back of their mind, like, well, I don't really have to deal with him like that. So Xavier kept making a lot of mistakes that my dad had to help him with. Because Xavier thought, man, I'm gonna get a motorcycle at 20 years old, man. I'm gonna move out to the city. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. All of this stuff that you're doing, bro, you're moving too fast. You're moving too fast. So that's my message to this young lady. Go live your life, man. Go live your life. I'm not trying to tell you how to feel. If you love my brother, man, and you don't want to, you can't see yourself getting back out there and shit like that, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But what I will tell you, and what I think that you will appreciate, is out of all my family members, I'm the one that's gonna be honest with you. All right, I'm gonna say the shit that Jerry knew. That's how that nigga CJ talk, bro. That's how that nigga CJ is, man. He gonna just tell it how it is. Go live your life. It may be 3 to 5 years before you able to really move on. You and my brother didn't have no kids. that whole thing about y'all being fiancés and all that. Look here, man. Y'all ain't got to play house no more. That shit over with. You see, Jeremiah, I did the same shit Jerry did. The same shit. I wanted to do what my dad did. And living under the same roof with a female, never having my own place. How many times we butt heads? And because the way I'm raised, which is I'm not finna fight you or anything like that. I'm trying to stay calm. She wasn't like that. It actually made me look weak to not respond to her based off of the fact that, like, my dad wasn't the type of person to yell, holler, and scream in the house. So why would I do it? Go live your life, young lady. You got a long life to live. This is not your fault. It's not. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Because for a man, because he was a man, I don't care what you say. To take yourself out shows an extreme sign of weakness. Period. Period. He could not have done what I'm doing right now for 3 years, live outside, or hell, live in his car. It's your first time going through all of these things with losing jobs and, you know, really your first time. And then you say, nah, man, I'm just, you know, whatever my girl got me going through or whatever, all of this is so bad that I quit. Jerry, I hope I see you again one day, dog. Because after I give you a big hug and kiss, I'm also gonna punch you in your fucking face and say, bro, why would you do something like that? Why would you do something like that? You know how many family members would have took you in? And because you got this idea of, oh, well, I don't like living with nobody else. I don't, why not? Why? I did it. I had to live with people that I know didn't like weed, and I have to walk way goddamn down the street to go smoke just to walk back. The high is gone, but just respecting their rules because they don't like weed. I've had setbacks. Go live your life, young lady. Don't take this as disrespect. Don't take this as I don't care about my brother. I have a small flame in my heart for if anything someone says or anything about my brother, you will die. I now live with that anger of knowing somebody in my life is gone, that if anybody say anything that I disagree with, you will get your fucking teeth knocked out. But Jeremiah didn't have enemies like that, so there's nobody that's gonna tempt me to, you know, hurt them like that. But if it was, you know, hey, well, you know, your brother really wasn't shit and all of that. My brother was lost. All them conversations me and Jerry had, Jeremiah was basically a mini version of myself. Somebody who wanted to work for himself. He wanted to be the primary breadwinner, give his woman the opportunity to say, you know what, you don't have to work. All you have to do is look pretty. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Help me out with, you know, maybe my clothes or my food and stuff like that. But most of the bills and shit, I got it. I got it. So that's going to be it, you guys. I'm going to come back with about maybe 5 videos today. I'm off today, but of course, I'm still grinding. We already know, man, the goal is to get the GED so that we can go into some type of trade school, get a grant, so that I don't have to put up with this anymore. Because what my little brother went through, and as far as like him going to work and then them saying, hey, you don't work here no more, bro. And my little brother like, the fuck did I do? Now I'm finding out you up here sleeping Once again, I don't feel sorry for you, dog. I have felt like shit at work. With all these medicine, all the shit I take, I done took 2 already, just being up. Being up for an hour and I had to take my meds. But it gets to a point where I'm so drowsy, where I'm like, bro, I would do anything just to rest my eyes for 10 minutes. And to find out you over here sleeping in this small area at work that you hoping nobody found out you in, and they found out you in it, and then they snitched you out. It's not a good look, dog. Doesn't make you look like the best person in the world when people are trying to remember you in a nice light, and all they can remember is like, well, yeah, man, that nigga crazy, man. He used to go over there and sleep. Why are you sleeping at work? Sleep apnea, I trust me, because a lot of y'all are just depressed. But look, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I'm out.